I'm on the way from Georgetown to Steniel Key, where there are apparently a lot of nurse sharks, like a lot. Like, they barely do nothing, but oh, it's my AS alarm. There are so many boats here. AS alarm is going crazy. It's gonna be an overnighter. Gonna stop somewhere in between. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's go. I'm doing a wing on wing again, and I really like it. I'm getting more and more skilled every time. So now I'm going to do one of my favorite things in sailing, which is sitting back, putting my favorite music on and listening to it really, really loud. In order to adjust the autopilot course, I have to go inside and then here press you know, -1, +1, whatever. It's not really ideal, but hey, soon I'll have another module and then it'll all be perfect again. I do have to get used to all the traffic here, all the boats passing you. Never had that before. Catamaran is passing me now. Since my drone broke, I asked them if they could make a video shot of me. That's nice, a spinnaker like that. It still feels really strange what I'm doing now, being here on a boat, because like 1.5 years ago I was broke. I was in Argentina with my camper van and I had almost no money anymore, almost no income, and then COVID started and then I went to Spain to build the cabin. Well, I built it for 70% and that made quite a lot of money, enough to buy the boat, or at least 50%. My father paid the other half, but including everything I done to the boat, and still it makes enough to keep going, that including with the money I get from Patreon. It's just really like surreal that that I'm here, that I'm doing this lifestyle, and that I may experience this. It just, even after this time, it's like it doesn't feel real, if you know what I mean. So the anchorage I'm now arriving is called Ruddercut Cay. Just arrived. Let's check this place out. It is a beautiful sunrise and we are on the way again. way to Steniel Key, and today there's going to be wind until 1 p.m. and then it's over, then there's no wind for a couple of days. So it seemed to be good again to leave early today, and you know, I do really enjoy sunrises. I'm trying to get from here to here, but there is a rip current and it's at its height now, and I tried to pass in between the islands, and the boat was just going all the way from left to all the way to the right, and then my raw water stopped spitting out water, no idea why. So that seems a little dangerous. It's better to do it when it's calmed down, so I might just have to wait for 2 hours until I go through. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to sit here, wait for 2 hours. The catamaran just went through and they were really struggling. There was this and then a 4-knot current against them, and they said, well, I can't do it, and I also really think I can't. A 4-knot current, I cannot motor against that. I would literally, it would push me against land and I break the boat, so that would not be good. It's a little wild here, jeez. Yeah, so I'm just gonna very slowly, that's my GoPro. Oh well, luckily it landed here and not in the ocean. I'm just gonna slowly drift to the next entrance, and then I'll in a couple hours when it calms down, I'll go in there. I have hove to the boat. Let me explain what that is. I've never done this before, but this seemed like a good time to try it out. So basically I backwinded the front sail. Normally it's supposed to be in the other direction, and this should stop the boat and make it a lot less rolly, although it's still a bit rolly, so maybe I'm doing something wrong. I've been researching why I had such a nasty experience earlier today, or actually it was quite dangerous. Now I know, it has to do with high tide and low tide. The Exumas is famous for this problem. This is called the Exumas in the Bahamas, and this is because, well, behind me you see land, and the cuts where you have to go through with the boat are really narrow. So high tide, low tide, here it happens every 6 hours, and the water flow is slowest close to high tide or close to low tide. So let's say that high tide is at 12 and low tide at 6 p.m. So then it's like an hour before 12, so 11, between 11 and 1 it's calmest, and between 5 and 7, but in between, like between 3 and 4 is like its height. And that was when I was trying to go through, which was quite dangerous. And yeah, because it's such a narrow pass, when it's at its height, it's just, you know, all that water is starting to force itself through that little narrow path. Yeah, so now I'm going really slow, and yeah, in half an hour it is close to low tide, and then I will go through. I learned something today. I learned it the hard way, but at least now I know. So here in avionics I can go to weather and tides, and then I'm just gonna go to tides, and then I'll choose the one that's closest by, and then I can see that now here I'm almost at low tide. It's 3 p.m. and it's now 2:15, so I should be good. This is the anchorage where I'm gonna anchor. Just arrived. That was supposed to be a 6-hour easy trip, and it was a 9.5 hours not so easy trip. Well, parts of it. Oh well, we arrived.
That's right here.
We're going to the yacht club.
Come out of the water and bite your ass.
Look at that. I ain't going in the water here.
See it?
Yeah. The thing is massive.
Oh, look at it. Oh, you can pet it.
You can pat it, you pat it. I ain't patting that thing. You pat it, do it. Stick your hand in the water. So we went to the beach. I have this sail still on the boat. It's 140%. I mean, it's a little bigger. The one I have now is 110%. Not exactly sure how that works. And it's still one piece, so it's lighter. It's more for light wind. I might try this out. The sail is too old, and by picking it up, it just ripped. So that's good to know, because I always wanted to use it as a spare sail. This has to go in the trash. Oh well. That doesn't really seem like it's not very strong anymore. Well, that sail is broken, but the beach we found, trying to look for a beach where we could put the sail out, is beautiful. To Big Island, or apparently swimming big beach, whatever, and then we're gonna visit a cave. What are we going?
James Bond cave, Thunderbolt.
The James Bond cave. That's probably the first time in my life that I've been excited to see pigs. They are actually swimming, some of the pigs. That's actually pretty cool. They keep saying the beaches and the color of the water is just amazing here. What do you think, Jeroen?
What?
Light and the color of the beaches and everything here is just amazing, you know?
Oh yeah, it's my favorite place, Bahamas.
It's really authentic here, you know? Local. Authentic. That's beautiful. I love the Bahamas. Authenticity, well, not much. That's where the cave is. Apparently James Bond Thunderbolt has been shot here. I've never seen it, but maybe one of you guys has. So apparently it's called the Thunderbolt Grotto. Today I'm on a boat with Brooke. Hi Brooke. And like in the last video, I want to ask some people why they live on the ocean and how it all happened. So Brooke, how did you get to live on the ocean?
So, started sailing when I met my partner about 13 years ago now, and really enjoyed it. We got 2 dogs on the boat, so it's going to be a little loud. It's okay though. Started lake sailing in Lake Lanier in Georgia, and then from there on a Beneteau 321. And then from there we sold that and used that money to buy the boat we're on now, which is a 1987 Hylas 44.
It's a lovely boat. So why are you living on the ocean? What do you like about living on the ocean?
So I love the freedom, you know, from society, from, you know, just the land life is a lot of rat race and going on. And
you were telling me earlier, like one of the reasons you could do this was because you lived a little different when you were young. You tried not to. You didn't have any student loans.
Right, no debt from college, which is really important. Got good jobs, but I'm a teacher, and my spouse worked in the corporate world for about 7 years,
Okay.
and then that got really old. We loved sailing, so we just said, don't buy a house. We moved into my parents' basement, which was a big sacrifice. Love my mom and dad, but it was, you know, when you're on your own and then you move back into the parents, it's not fun. And then just decided saving every penny and working as hard as we could and made it happen.
Do you still have to work occasionally, and then what do you guys do?
Yeah, so I am an online teacher with a company called School, and I can work whenever I want to. And my spouse does some grant writing for my dad's nonprofit, which is great. And I also run the Instagram page for his nonprofit too. So everything that we do to make money is all from the boat, remote. So it works.
Well, thank you very much.
Of course, yeah. The ocean life is the best life there is.
I wish you guys all the best.
Thanks, you too.
So this is a Hylas 44. I like those nets. You know, they keep the mosquitoes away, and you still get wind in. It's a center cockpit. Yeah, nice kayak.
Oh, thank you.
2 forestays. Nice. So because it's a center cockpit, the room at the back is like really big. Going more to the front of the boat. Kitchen is quite big because you have on 2 sides. There's also like a thing in the middle for the kitchen, and there is a station to sit. Then behind there is a bathroom, and then here is the saloon, where obviously you can also make another bed from, and at the back the V-berth. And well, I'm coming here unannounced, so I didn't ask them to really clean it up for me. I asked it before, but I didn't put it on the camera, so I'm gonna ask it again. So what's your plan? Where are you guys headed to?
Yeah, so we're gonna hang out in the Bahamas and then go north for hurricane season to New England and Newport and maybe Maine, but we'll see. And then for next cruising season, we'll come back down to the Bahamas and then maybe spend hurricane season 2023 in Bonaire and Curacao. And then
go further and further.
Yeah, go further and further and maybe slowly circumnavigate, but baby steps.
Nice, I love it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, awesome.
So Jeroen is helping me trying to get my whisker pole good again. It's corroded. So this side, as you can see, this is how it's supposed to go. I pull it and then it smoothly works. But this side here is welded. That's dangerous. You don't want to put that on the mast, because then if it breaks the thing will fall down. So I'll put that on the sail. Yeah, we're getting there. Alright, we are one step closer. It's attached here, and now I'm going to try to put a rope through that block over there, and that's supposed to hold it up. After we recently saw the new Jackass, we figured that this was very good idea to do. Now don't do this at home. You have to be hauled up. I think I could be able to.
Almost there.
You want like this or the other way?
Don't matter.
I always wonder, how would you do this when you're solo in the middle of the, you need a system, because I wouldn't be able to go all the way to the top like this. Alright, thanks for helping. It's supposed to be something like this. I'm gonna try it on one of the next sails.